What is good, everybody? A little pop up stream on you here. We need to talk. We need to talk. So, news just broke of another signing that goes away from Baltimore, as Kevin Zeitler is looking to sign a 1 year deal with the Detroit Lions. Now, the major question we're getting is who is going to block for Lamar Jackson? And we'll get back to that in a minute. First and foremost, welcome back. Your boys trying to get more content out there for you. I'm focusing on a lot of things, trying to get a lot of things flowing, get a lot of things going because I aim to please the people. And I started this channel to not only get my voice heard and get my opinion out there, but to find like-minded people and people that aren't like-minded, so we can get in the room and have a discussion, right? So that's what I'm here doing. And I want y'all in the comments, if you watch the playback, let me know what you think about this video. Like, what your thoughts on where I'm coming from with this current Baltimore Ravens situation. Now, we all know the Ravens have let go a lot of guys. And it's not really that they let go, but these guys have walked away in free agency. Here's the thing. I was one of the main people that said, come the off season, let them go. Let them all go. Let every free agent you got walk. And the main reason for that is because Baltimore has a history. Baltimore's history is to pile up draft picks and kind of bet on themselves, right? They get the low end free agents to replace guys. And here's the deal, you've made some moves, okay? The biggest one you kept Matabike. Actually, the biggest one would be signing Derrick Henry. But you kept Matabike. So money wise, that was the biggest one. I felt like they should have let Matabike walk too. Because that's more money you didn't have in your pocket. Now, most people look at me when I say that and they go, you're out of your mind. Matabike is worth the money. We don't know that for sure. And one season isn't going to tell you that he's definitely worth the money. Don't get me wrong. He put up phenomenal numbers. Phenomenal numbers. But he's in no way, shape, or form is he Aaron Donald, who just retired, by the way. Big ups to Aaron Donald. And I wish you the best of your retirement. Phenomenal player, great career. Um, I don't know when it is. We'll see the next one like him. That dude he's something different. So anyway, he's not that, right? And it took him all these years in classic Ravens fashion. It took him all these years to develop or at least show that he can be something worth paying. Well, why does that sound familiar? Because it's happened year after year after year after year. Some free agent walks because he waited to the last year on his deal to show that he was worth the draft pick. Well, here's the deal. Stick to who you are, right? If you're going to go all in, right, and you're going to claim to be this specific type of team, Jackson, then do me a favor. Be that specific type of team 100% of the time. Not 50%, not 25%. Go if you're going to say for John Harbaugh to come out and say, "Oh, he basically said we're finally going to build around Lamar. We're going to put an operation in place around Lamar." First off, you should have did that in 2019. That should have started in 2019. Okay? I would say 2018, but they still thought Joe Flacco was the guy. But that should have started in 2019. The second you knew, okay, Lamar's going to be our guy going forward, your whole focus should have been, let's get this guy some weapons. Let's get an offensive line. Let's get all of this stuff should have been in place. My problem is, and I say that to say this, my problem is you can't turn around now and decide we're trying, but we're tight against the cap, and I don't know what to do. You know what you do? You let those defensive players walk. That's what you do. You got Travis Jones. You got other guys. You got that you paid. You paid these guys. You paid Broderick Washington. You paid these guys to do the job down there. Not necessarily with Madubuike. You paid them. Was it not touted? And everybody knows I love Travis Jones. Straight out of Connecticut, right? Out of Wilbercross, my alma mater. I love Travis Jones. But for you to say, oh, we got him, and he was a guy that's supposed to go in the first round. Then let him show that talent. You can't show it if he's on the bench all the time. Let him show it. You got Owe. Everybody wants an edge rusher. Why? You got Owe. Let him play. Let Owe go out there and cook. Let him be a baller. That's what he's supposed to do. Bless you, honey. let him cook. Let Owe cook. Let Ojabo cook. You drafted Ojabo. You felt he was going to be that guy. Let him cook. Hello, Miss Yolanda. I hope all is well. Yeah, please check out her channel. She's probably doing a show tonight. I wouldn't doubt it. I was saying they need to forget about signing a pass rusher when you got Owe sitting there waiting for his turn. Right? He was a first round pick. I get it. He's had some lackluster years, but it's time. It's time. It's time for him to be the guy. You got to put your support behind him. You were willing to put 100% support behind James Prochet, Devin Duvernay, and Rashad Bateman. Am I wrong in saying that? Because I saw it. That's what I saw. You ready to put 100% support by them. Y'all put 100% support by Hard R. Ricard. Right? When it comes to offense, you don't care. You didn't bother to rebuild your offensive line ahead of time. You didn't bother to find guys that would learn for the few years behind the good offensive lineman and then be able to come in and take over. That wasn't worth your time, Baltimore Ravens. That was not worth your time. But you took a whole heck of a lot of time on that defense, didn't you? Stacking player after player after player, going into every preseason with 25 cornerbacks on the roster. Safeties, linebackers, edge rushers, D-line, stacked. Stacked, absolutely stacked. But then on offense, the bottom of the barrel. Continuous bottom of the barrel. Right? This is what you did. On offense, you said, and I quote, we like our guys. We like what we have. And where'd that lead you? That led you going into a season where you have 2 starting offensive linemen. 2, or should I say 1.5, because we don't know about Ronnie Stanley with his health. So you have 1.5 starting offensive linemen. You got a brand new Ferrari, gassed up. You done paid it outright, right? You gassed it up. You bought it, got this nice insurance for it. But then you parked it in a barnyard with holes in the roof of the barn. It's got the doors is missing. You know what I mean? The walls are ready to fall down. Where does that make sense? Where does that make sense? Oh, I'm gonna buy this Rari and I'm gonna park it on the street. Huh? Where they do that at? You're not putting it behind a gate. You're not putting it. You're just leaving it out there for whatever happens, huh? That's what we do. That's what we do in Baltimore. You have to find a way. There's got to be there's got to be a plan in place, right? To go back to what I said, I was the one that said let them all walk, including the offensive lineman, because, and I think every Ravens fan felt this way. They didn't play that well. There's a reason why Eric DeCosta and these guys were fine with them leaving because they didn't play that well. So we can't turn around and now and say, oh, we wish you would have kept them. Why? Lamar was on the run all the time. He was getting hit all the time because they didn't play that well. So now what do we do? What do we do, you ask? They're waiting. They're waiting. They're waiting. They're going to get the bottom of the barrel guys, right? They're going to grab a vet or two, and then they're going to draft. And I'm going to say this. A lot of people are putting their money on Voorhees. Andrew Voorhees. I watched him play at UFC. I think Andrew Voorhees. I'm sorry, Miss Yolanda, but I don't think we have a plan. I don't think there's a plan. I don't think there's a plan in place. I think the plan is Voorhees. The plan is Salah. The plan is Falele. The plan is the rookies they're about to draft in this upcoming draft because it is a stacked offensive line draft. So let me say this about Voorhees. A lot of people are worried about his injury history. If I'm not mistaken, Voorhees, since being elected as a starter, has not missed a single game. Okay? He had surgery on knee cartilage back in 2018, but it was after the season. Wasn't supposed to be anything major. Didn't hinder him because he came back and he started in 2019 and didn't miss a single game. 2019, he had a little ankle injury, but I don't think it held him out of any starts. So it was nothing major. And then finally, you get to right before the draft, 2022 season. It ends, and he's entering the 2023 draft, and he tears his ACL. That's unfortunate. But he does not have a legitimate injury history. So, and I was one that was saying that he did have an injury history, but looking back at it and really digging deep into the research, because it has to be done, because it's clearly this guy is going to be one of the starters. Doing the research, he does not have a significant enough injury history for us to say, oh, well, he's hurt too much. Yeah, he's been hurt, yes, but he's played every game, and quite well, might I add. And we got my mama in the building. Hello, mama. Hope all is well. So I don't think there's a need to panic, though. I know you listen, you hear, oh man, we're relying on the guy that was out with a torn ACL, i.e., but an ACL, I think an ACL is easier to recover from than an Achilles. And we all know he had an Achilles issue, our left tackle, right? Stanley had an Achilles issue. So it's a little bit harder to come back from, especially at that size. I think Voorhees will be fine. He's had about a year and a half to recover. I think he's going to be fine. Get him in the preseason, give him some game action. He's going to recover, right? I think he's going to be a formidable guard. Is that to say he's going to be an all-world guard like people expected before the ACL tear? No. But he's going to provide competition, right, for whatever rookie they draft or whatever vet they bring in, and he may win it. There is a chance. I mean, I think we all jump off a cliff when it comes to it, but there's a chance that we hit gold with Voorhees like we did with Linderbaum. There's a shot. It's a very far shot. It's a blindfolded 40-foot 3-point shot, but there's a shot. And I think the panicking, as fans, it's understood, but we have to, even though we critique, and it's our jobs, especially being on YouTube and doing what we do, it's our job to critique the team and the moves they've made. But we also have to look back and say, okay, from a certain standpoint, if you really are this tight against the cap, if you guys really are struggling to do what, say, the Eagles do, not every team can do what the Eagles do. The Eagles, they get down what they get down. All right, how he know how to do it? He know how to build a team. All right, that dude don't play no games, and you got it 100% correct. Having a shot is better than nothing, and I get it. The options out there this season. A whole lot of players went to teams in the division, so it's getting scary, right? The thought of, oh man, we got to face T.J. Watt, Hendrickson from the Bengals. We got all these pass rushers. These guys we got to face, and we're gonna be stuck out there with nothing. We ain't got nobody to protect Lamar. Newsflash: we haven't had anybody to protect Lamar since 2018, maybe 19. So it's nothing different. So I don't want you guys, the fans, to get overly anxious or be real nervous about this, get in panic mode because Lamar's just going to continue, and he shouldn't have to. He shouldn't have to, but he's going to continue to put this team on his back and do whatever it is he has to do. And it is because of Lamar Jackson that no matter who these teams get on their squad, people, whether they're Ravens fans or not, are still going to look and say, oh, well, Baltimore's still the big bad of the AFC North. It's because we got that guy. You know what I mean? It's because Baltimore got that guy, Lamar Jackson. Yeah. Listen. I'm not saying all that, but I'm ride or die with Lamar no matter what. So when I say we, think about me and Lamar Jackson, all right? I'm ride or die Lamar no matter what. That's what I'm saying, Hendo. And for those of you who don't already sub to him, the Rogue Pod, please go check him out. Great content. This dude is on your YouTube screen. What is it? 5 out of 7 days a week? 6 out of 7 days a week? Every day of the week. All right. You want great content? Go see that man. Go see Miss Yolanda. Go see LBHT. Go see Sip the Telly Films. And the list goes on. Suge Knight 323. Go. They lining up. All right. Hot fire content coming out. All right. This group here got you covered. No matter what you need, we got it. All right. Yeah. Yes, you, sir. And twice on Sundays. Twice on Sundays. And yes, you, sir. But yeah, so when I say we, I'm talking me and Lamar. I'm ride or die with Lamar. That's never gonna change. I don't care what color he wearing. All right. Lamar, I'm ride or die for my QB. All right. So it was never I'm walking away from Baltimore 100% because I can't, because Lamar is there. All right, that's just what that is. Okay, but let's look at it. I want to break this down because we look at the players that left, especially players that went to teams in the AFC North, and everybody's like, "Oh man, another one to the enemy, another one to the enemy." Oh, you're getting all frustrated. Let's really look at these people that went to the enemy, and are they really ops for us? I mean, let's think about that, because you got Tyler Huntley to the Browns. Yeah, what's Tyler gonna do? We had Tyler here for years. We put him in. The man can't. The biggest talk about him is that he can't throw the ball past 20 yards. So let him have him. Let him have him. Who cares? My boy Jared in the building. What's good, Jared? Jared 11 Green. Please go check out his channel too. Great content there. NFL, college, a little bit of combat sports. He does it all too. Like, if He does it all. LBHT does it all. Yeah, you gotta check these guys out. So please, Southern Bowler Show. Go check it out. But Tyler Huntley, is any Raven fans really afraid of Tyler Huntley? Oh, the Browns got Tyler. Okay, Browns got Tyler. Are you really afraid of Tyler? I'd be a little more worried about that Jerry Jeudy trade because that's another significant weapon to bring over there. But Tyler might not even make the roster. Just saying. Let's go to the Steelers, right? Because that's the one that actually, you know what? I'll save them for last. Let's go to the Bengals. Bengals got Geno Stone. Geno Stone. People, I remind you, Geno Stone, this is the same Geno Stone that's been cut from the Ravens about 3 times and then been brought back. The same Geno Stone that couldn't beat out anybody else for the starting spot. Like Geno, are we worried about Geno Stone? I don't think we're worried about Geno Stone. Like, Miss Yolanda, I see what you're saying. Being worried about the Bengals as a whole and the Browns as a whole, absolutely. They're building talent left and right. Great teams. But those solo players, as far as the Browns with Tyler Huntley is nothing to worry about. As far as Geno Stone, a backup safety who can be easily replaceable, which I think Ardarius plays better anyway. I'm more of an Ardarius Washington fan. I've been a fan of his since he came out of TCU. And it's going to stay that way. I like Ardarius Washington. I get it. He's 5'9", built on the smaller side, but he plays like a dog. Like he's got that pit bull mentality. You know what I'm saying? He's really nibbling at your heels. You know what I mean? Ready to hit, ready to defend the pass. And you put him up against a guy like T. Higgins, he's gonna get caught on more than likely, but he's still gonna be there. Half the time, Geno wasn't there. And his interceptions, let's be real, his interceptions wasn't nothing where he was beating the defender for the ball. They were free floaters or tip passes. Let's not act like he was a world beater out there just making crazy plays. Geno's not that guy. All right? And the Bengals are going to learn that. The Bengals are going to learn that the hard way. Okay? Now let's go to the Steelers. The Steelers got PQ. And then we know they got Deshaun Elliott. I like Deshaun Elliott. When he came out, I've always been a fan of Deshaun Elliott. Hard-hitting safety. Not really a threat with coverage. Now, there's a chance they went and got Deshaun Elliott because they know he ain't afraid to hit Derrick Henry. So that might be why they went and got Deshaun Elliott. He ain't afraid. He ain't afraid at all. I like dude, but he's not quick enough to stick with guys. And I don't think he's going to be anything to fear. PQ. Let's talk about PQ. Great pickup by the Steelers. You got Pittsburgh. I'm talking to you directly. Pittsburgh. You got the best Robin on a free agent market. The best Robin on a free agent market. Jay the Six was good, my boy. Jay, listen, my boy Jay is in the building. He also has a channel. He'll hit you with the clothes. You know what I'm saying? He hit you with the shoes and the sports all in one. That man got content covered, all right? What's good, B? My boy Brodney in the building. B is one half of Lunch Break Hot Take. I already told y'all about them fire content over there. Like, share, subscribe. Yes, Jay, you have a channel, sir. Yeah, Jay, tell me it's not facts, though. The best Robin and free agency. Because PQ is not a Batman. We gave PQ, or the Ravens gave PQ, me and Lamar, we gave PQ a chance to be Batman. And the man fumbled the bag. He's like, oh, I don't know, man. This bad. I want y'all to think about this. He was so bad at being Batman that they started playing Malik Harrison as Batman. They had to bring in vets that was partially retired to play Batman. Sir, I am a Lamar Jackson fan. I cannot directly associate with the Ravens. I'm a Lamar Jackson fan. And the whole point of the stream, I've been talking about how the Ravens fans are panicking, and it's because they don't have anybody to block for Lamar. But then I hit them with the news flash. They haven't had anybody to block for Lamar since 2019. So really, it's just more of the same. And yes, that's what pisses Ravens fans off. And you should be pissed off, Ravens fans. You should. But should you be panicking? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yo, the best sharpened number 2 pencil, right? Because, like I said, he had the chance to be Batman. He lined up, and as Batman, go back and look. He missed tackles. He was out of place on coverage. The defense looked confused. So what's he going to Pittsburgh to be? Is he going to Pittsburgh to be Batman? Because if so, okay, I'm okay with that. Let him go do the same thing in Pittsburgh that he did in Baltimore as Batman. I'm okay with that. Or is he going to be Robin? And if you're paying him that much money to be Robin, to each his own. Baltimore wasn't willing to do it. I don't really blame him. That's all I'm saying. I can't blame him for that. All in all, I don't think there was any major losses from the Ravens where people were looking and like, oh my God, this team won't be able to compete. They won't be back in the AFC Championship. No need to panic, Ravens fans. Most people think you'll be in the Super Bowl because you signed Derrick Henry. So, O-line, is that an issue? Yes. Can it be fixed? Yes. Are you blindly betting on young players right now? Yes. But everybody does at some point. And stop. Chase Young is gone. He's going to sign somewhere else. I believe he's signing with the Saints. So what? You got Owe and Ojabo. Let them work. Let them cook. Let them cook. Just like you let Prochet cook, let them cook. What's good, B Square? I believe my man's is trying to get his channel back in the flow too. He got a busy schedule. He gonna get on it though. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get on it. His 3-year, 41 million looks a hell of a lot different from Roquan. So Robin it is absolutely. As a team, you don't go pay a linebacker, $100 million if you don't know he's better than the linebacker you already got. The one you drafted in the first round, might I ask. Over T. Higgins, might I add. So, yeah, about that. So, yes, you got to deal with a checkered drafting history as far as offensive lineman goes. But you got hope. And the reason you got hope is because you got that guy. My guy is in the backfield. Lamar Jackson. And then Derrick Henry, he's going to run a couple people over. So it's going to be fun to watch them two play together. It's going to be very fun. But that's just my synopsis of what's going on with Baltimore. I don't think it's anything to panic over. I think all will be fine. Now, Carolina, I got some Carolina fans in here. Are y'all nervous about your boy signing with the Saints? About Chase Young signing with the Saints? Does that trigger you at all? I don't think it should. I wouldn't wish that on Baltimore. I wouldn't wish that on the Ravens fans at all, that Lamar demands a trade, because I think he loves the city of Baltimore. I think he truly does. It might bother him that Hollywood signed with the Chiefs. I mean, that might be the only real threat to worry about because you gave Patrick Mahomes another weapon. But outside of that, if you're a Ravens fan, don't be too worried. And both my Panthers fans in here say no, they're not worried about Chase Young at all. And that's perfect right there. Because I was talking earlier and I said Don't worry about signing. There's a lot of Ravens fans upset that they're not signing Chase Young. They haven't gone out and got a pass rusher. They didn't bring back Clowney and all this other stuff. So what? Y'all the same Ravens fans that said Ojabo's going to cook. Ojabo's a first-round pick. If it wasn't for the injury, he'd be a first top 10 pick. Let him cook. It's time for him to cook, right? Let him cook. Oh, wait, got picked first round. Pick 32. Let him cook. 31, 32, 30. Something he was in there. Let him cook. Your first round pass rusher. Let him cook. Oh, the 0-0 Express. Put that thing back on the tracks. Let him cook. You paid Matabike $98 million. $98 million. Let him cook. Yeah, I felt like he had good enough season to pay him $98 million. Let him cook. You don't need another pass rusher. You kept Marlowe. You got Brandon Stevens. Y'all don't need another corner. If you're going to get another corner, it's just for depth. So you don't need a big name corner. You don't need to pay high. Let him cook. Oh, Geno Stone's gone? I like Ardarius Washington better anyway. Let him cook. You got Trenton Simpson. PQ's going. You got Trenton Simpson. Let him cook. There's no reason to panic over any defensive moves. You don't need any defensive moves. Address defense late in the draft. Don't worry about that. Get wide receivers and then get some offensive line. Even at this point, it's going to be the garbage time veterans. Go ahead, get them garbage time veterans. This way, the young guys have somebody to talk to and lean on for information, but don't let them start. Y'all got old linemen. Ben Cleveland been there for a decade. Let Ben Cleveland cook. Let him start. Let's just keep it 100. Let's keep it a buck. So Jay says the Saints been trying to find a partner for Cam Jordan since they let Trey Henderson walk. Facts. I don't think he's the partner though. Just me. I like Chase Young coming out, but boy, he's been injury prone, and that's tough. And y'all know we all say the best ability is availability. He ain't got it, Chief. They can't cook a pot of beans. They got to stir fry hibachi. Listen, they're gonna have to let it cook. They're gonna have to put that thing on simmer, right? They're gonna have to put it on simmer, and I feel like they've been on simmer, and they're about to turn up the heat. That thing about to start boiling. It's got no choice but to. That's all you can do is let it boil now. Deep fry that sucker now. You got to. Yeah, that's the point I'm making. It's going to be rookies. It's going to be Voorhees. It's going to be Ben Cleveland. It's going to be Falele. You know what I mean? These are the guys. And then you're going to draft some guys and let them have it. Because at the end of the day, I think the Ravens are going to try to attempt to go with a more athletic offensive line, just because there was some spots where you could see last year when we go to run the ball and our O-line couldn't quite get around on the pull every once in a while. It wasn't always, just every once in a while. But they're going to go with a more athletic offensive line. And if you're going to do it via draft, this is the draft to do it. Love you too, honey. Isaiah Foskey was supposed to be the answer, but if they gave the man $13 million guaranteed, that means they don't trust that he is ready. There you go. There you go. So here's the deal. At what point, right, do you, as a Ravens fan, because we know we got Ravens fans out there that just don't, they look at the team and they don't hold the head coach or the GM accountable for certain things. Now, me, I'm one of those that do. But I would say, why start now? Why start now? Don't beg for players now when they're finally letting go of the guys you want them to let go of anyway. Right? None of us liked that offensive line last year. No, nobody said, "Oh, Zeitler's playing amazing. Moses is playing amazing." What? Nobody. And John Simpson, Lord, please, John Simpson spent as much time watching Lamar play as I did. So he was on the field, turned around, just looking at Lamar. And Lamar, which way you gonna go down? You going left, right? You want me to look at them? No, I ain't gonna bother with that. You're the show here, Lamar. I just want to watch you. Who cares that he's gone? I feel bad for the Jets. It was good, Shug. It's only some Ravens content. I still cover them. Still cover them. You're right. They have to have competent starters. I agree 100%. Right, but the Ravens don't agree. The Ravens don't agree, and this is where me and you see eye to eye. It can't get a whole lot worse than last season, and that's why I say Ravens fans shouldn't panic, because you had a bad offensive line last year, despite what PFF says, despite what these NFL analysts say. If you watch the games, like we watched the games, you had a bad offensive line. I don't think it can. I don't think it can be. Or that. So that's my mistake. You said it can. I don't think it can. I think. Well, when you put it this way, when you put it this way, when you put it that way, it's so sure. I'm a Lamar Jackson fan. Sure, I'm a Lamar Jackson fan. I did see the Panthers line last year. I did, but I don't think that Baltimore's on that trajectory. So I think if you put certain guys in their spot where they should be, I think Ben Cleveland will hold up as a starter. I think he'll hold up just fine. I really do. I think he'll hold up just fine. His snaps he had last year, he had next to no bad snaps. Like, it was very few bad snaps. So he had good snaps. I think he'll hold up as a starter just fine. So now that's 3 of your spots taken on the offensive line, because we know Ronnie Stanley's not going anywhere. The question is, will it be at right guard or right tackle? He can't play left. So will it be right guard or right tackle? I think right guard, because right tackle is where they'll end up drafting a guy, right? Because it's not going to be Faalele. Faalele is going to compete for the left guard spot. So right tackle is probably going to end up Saleh, or they draft a guy. Now, Saleh, I think the mistake with Saleh was a lot of people looked at how terrible he was. That's because Saleh wasn't a guard. Saleh spent most of his college career, if not all, at right tackle. I believe he played some at left tackle, but he never touched the guard position, if I'm not mistaken. I don't recall ever seeing him at guard. Could be me, it could be a slight overlook, but Saleh's a right tackle, pure right tackle. Do I trust him? No, but he's going to be one of the people there. And then Voorhees. Now Voorhees, like I said earlier, I look back at Voorhees' injury history, and it really isn't there. It's not what people think it is, right? Dewan was good. I don't know if you've ever been in the building. If not, please like, subscribe. We like to drop content regularly. I try to drop every Thursday. This was a pop-up stream, kind of a surprise, get some things out there, talk about some stuff, because I think Ravens fans are panicking, and I don't think there's a need to. Brownie, I know the feeling. I know the feeling when it comes to Saleh. We all felt that way. But Saleh's a pure right tackle who they stuffed in at guard, He's not built for guard. He doesn't have the strength. He doesn't have the size. He's a tackle. And that's wrong. Rodney, you're wrong again. You can look this up. Voorhees actually played, he had 44 starts in college. And all of those 44 starts were starts he was supposed to have. Voorhees actually had a he in 2018 he had surgery on the knee cartilage, but that was after the season. He started all of the games he was supposed to start in 2018, and they came back in 2019 and started all the games. But he did have an ankle injury, but that he played through, but it wasn't major. And then in 2020, when he came back, started all his games. 2021 started all his games. 2022 started all his games, and then had the ACL tear in the pre-draft. So his injury history isn't what people think it is. Andrew Voorhees actually had a really good career. And we got my boy Open Mike with OTR and Mike in the building. What's good, brother? Hey, I can't wait for that content to drop. I know that fire coming back soon. That's my boy. If y'all don't know, please go like, share, subscribe to this man's channel. Get on there. Fire content coming out there. So Falele, here's the thing. Falele is a guard. He played tackle, but he's built like a guard. He moves like a guard. He doesn't have quick enough feet to play tackle. And I think the reason this is where the mix-up came. Baltimore got those guys that said, hey, Falele's big, so we're going to keep him at tackle. And they said, Salah's a bit on the smaller side. We're going to put him at guard. That was backwards. And I get why they did it, though. They did it because they wanted the quickness on the offensive line because they did a lot of pulling plays. You got a lot of pull action from the guards. So they want that quickness, that little bit of athleticism. Problem is, that's not Salah. Salah's not a guard. So anytime you'll notice he played better on the pull plays when he got to use his athleticism than he did when he did the power plays. When he had the power plays, you're just getting tossed left and right. I think if you take Salah, you put him at his natural right tackle position, and you let him work, and you let him, it's going to take a little bit more to get used to the NFL, but he'll grow quicker as a tackle than he ever would as a guard. He's not a guard. That's not what he does. So let Salah be a right tackle. Let him learn. Let him get them reps at right tackle in the preseason, and let's see what happens in the preseason. I'm not saying he needs to be the starter. You can obviously still go sign a veteran or draft a tackle, which is more likely what's going to happen. Draft an NFL ready tackle and let him play right, or get it in. It preferably be a swing tackle, so that way when Ronnie does go, you can just slide him over the left and then replace that right tackle position, or maybe by then Salah will be ready. But Voorhees, I think Voorhees is going to shock a couple people. I'm not saying he's, like I said, he's not going to be a world beater. He's not going to be the second coming, of Marshall Yanda or nothing like that. He's not that. That injury, especially coming off an ACL tear, he's not going to be that. But I think he's going to be more comparable as a starter than people think. Just because if he is healed, he can be a very good starter in the NFL. I just go back and watch some of his tape. There's a couple of those dominant D tackles that might beat him upside the head every once in a while, but it happens. It happens, but he'll be okay. I mean, the way I see it, with the amount that Lamar is usually on the run, I don't know that it makes a world's difference switching from the bad offensive lineman you had last year to ones trying to learn this year. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. They should have. I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that they shouldn't have planned for this. They should have planned for this. In a perfect world, the Baltimore Ravens would have had successors in place. In the smart world, back when they were stacking 25 DBs, they would have been stacking talented offensive linemen instead. I don't know. So it makes a difference, right? But are any of these guys gonna? I mean, at what point do you continue to fight and beg for an offensive lineman or look for offensive lineman, knowing that they're not going to be at this point? Just I'm going to say it like this: at this point, if they sign an offensive lineman, at this point, you're essentially getting John Simpson back again. That's the point I'm making. You're getting John Simpson again. You're getting Morgan Moses again. You're getting Kevin Zeitler again. The back end of Kevin Zeitler, not Paul's, not Kevin's early Kevin Zeitler. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm thinking it doesn't make a huge difference. Because at the end of the day, if you're able to hand it off to Derrick Henry, you're able to do what you do, the magic you do with Lamar Jackson, it's going to be about the same. I just don't think it's time to panic quite yet. Now, if you go to rest of free agency, you don't sign any vets, and then you don't draft offensive linemen early, well, it's about time to start shaking in the boots. But I'm saying with the potential thought of where it could go, I don't think you could get that much worse. There's got to be a beacon of hope, right? A beacon of light somewhere. Although, you look around the league, you look at teams like Carolina, I love what they've done in free agency. Listen, they turned around, they said, listen, y'all are trying to say that we made a mistake drafting Bryce Young. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn around, we're going to double down, we're going to sign all the beginning offensive linemen. We're going to trade for Deontay Johnson. We're going to pick up a couple defensive pieces, and we're going to put this thing on the road. There is a chance that Carolina went out there in this offseason and won their division. They weren't. Let's be real. That division was not that good. Okay? Tampa Bay, they're not making many improvements out there, but I think Carolina might have won their division in free agency. It's early to say that. It's actually crazy to say that. But there's a chance they did it. They protected their quarterback. They added a weapon for their quarterback. You know they're going to add more weapons. They're going to draft some more receivers. Probably working on a trade as we speak. I wouldn't be surprised to see them trade for T. Higgins, trade for Justin Jefferson, trade for Stephon Diggs, one of these guys. I wouldn't be shocked at all. They got a second-round pick this year. That's basically an additional first-round pick. Trade it. Trade that. Trade, I believe Jay was telling me they had 2/3, 2/5, whatever. You know what you gotta give up. Get the receiver you want and watch Carolina win that division. I'd double down on that. They go get the weapon they need, a wide receiver. I'll double down on the fact that they will win that division. Because I don't believe in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers like that. And then you see Devin White, one of the Buccaneers' star linebackers, just signed with the Eagles. Tell me where the Eagles are getting the money from. Somebody, please. Philly is killing it. Philly's killing it. Saquon Barkley, Devin White, they got weapons on weapons. And they know how to retool the offense and defense like that. They don't even they're not worried about who they're drafting because they know they'll retool the team in the offseason. Because they know what they're doing. Whoever their salary cap guy is crazy. I can't say it's the Falcons division to lose. Only because they got Kirk Cousins. I don't trust Kirk Cousins. Where's Kirk Cousins ever proven to me that he's the best in any division? I don't trust that. Dewan says, what do you think of Mekhi Becton as an old lineman? Left guard or backup tackle? I agree the talent's there, but You know what? What do you got to lose at this point? Why not? It looks as if, excuse me, it looks as if you're just bringing guys in and let them kind of battle it out. Why not? Why not? At this point, you bring in anybody you can because you got camp coming up. You're gonna have to make cuts. Let them battle it out, and the worst guys go. It doesn't hurt, especially if the contract isn't going to be big. They put extra on that signing bonus. Listen, tell me about it. Tell me about it, Kurt. I'm guessing you're talking about Kurt. Kurt's been fleecing the league for years. He's smooth with it. But I don't think the Falcons. I can't say it's their division right now.
I think I want her to be a superhero.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, I hear my daughter in the background. She's talking to me about Harley Quinn. She really likes Harley Quinn for some reason.
I'm gonna throw out this fact.
I don't think it does. The signing bonus, I don't believe counts against the cap. I think it's just what the deal is worth yearly that counts against the cap. So I know the signing bonus, I think, is just a check they cut. Just hey, here you go, that you get right off the bat. Right, says I don't like Kurt, but as of now, he's the best QB in the division. They have the best weapons in the division, and they have talent on defense with a good coach. I'll agree to this. They might have the best weapons, right? Because Bijan Robinson's a beast, and we all know the tight end. What was the tight end's name again? He coming out of Florida. He was nasty too. Yeah, they got some talent over there. They definitely got some talent, but I don't trust Kurt. I don't think they win a division. Signing bonus is prorated. It counts against the cap yearly. So if you sign a $50 million bonus on a 5-year deal, the bonus counts $10 million a year. Okay. See, I didn't think it counted against the cap. So see, there you go. That's why I'm not a capologist, right? That's why they have the pros. That's why they have the pros. See, maybe Brodney needs to be the capologist for the Ravens or the Panthers. Maybe he needs to go over there and work them deals out. You know what I'm saying? Get these teams on track. I think we about to call you in for business, bro. B got this. So for me, again, out. So let's say the Falcons do find a way to win the division. Say Kirk doesn't choke it away. I don't think they make it out the first round if they make the playoffs. That's just me. Oh, y'all good then? Yeah, y'all good. Panthers are straight because the Chiefs ain't never had an issue. Chiefs have never had an issue. The Chiefs never had an issue. You know who got the best cap guy? The Eagles. The Eagles cap guy, man, he's finessing the NFL. Like, I don't know what he doing over there. What magic he's spending. Man, he got that thing wrapped up. The Ravens need a new cap guy. The Ravens need a new cap guy. He said the Saints apparently. Hey, the Saints, another one. They get out of debt. Like, they go in debt and they get out that thing ASAP. Didn't who was it? A team just got draft picks taken away for messing up their books. they had some numbers wrong. Facts. He does. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. They way down the road. Way down the road. Now, I don't think they're going to pay ever. As long as they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. It's the 49ers. Okay, thank you, Duan. There's the 49ers. The 49ers just had draft picks taken away because their cap guy messed up the books. He had some numbers wrong. So I think he was trying to slide a little something past the NFL, and they was like, "Nah, G, we caught this. You ain't that good." So he ain't as good as the Saints cap guy. He ain't as good as the Saints cap guy. He couldn't get that past him. So the 49ers just lost draft picks due to, incorrect cap numbers. Homie was cooking the books. Boy, I tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if he get fired. Cooking the books. Hey, man, you cost us 2 draft picks, man. You cost us 2 draft picks. Or they had one taken away, and then one's being pushed to later in the round. But he was cooking the books and got caught. What's good, Jose? That right there. Jose, the other half of LBHT. Like I said, fire content. Go sub to my boys because they keep you right. They got everything too. That Ring Kings, right? The best boxing show or combat sports show on YouTube by far. Actually, in general. Let's go in general. They got everybody beat. So, actually, the crazy thing about it, just it's off subject here, but talking about LBHT, Ring Kings is actually what got me back into boxing, right? I started watching a little more boxing because of Ring Kings, all right? And I learned a lot watching them. So, if you ain't with it or you don't think you know enough, watch the show. You'll learn it. But yeah, them boys, the Niners was cooking the books, and they got busted. Facts. When you got other shows coming for you, you already know you putting out the heat. You know you dropping heat when the other shows is dropping on you. Like, hey, listen, I don't like what this guy said, and hey, why you worried about what I said, G? You got your own content. Why you worried about what I said, G? Worry about your followers. Worry about what the people think of what you said. Don't worry about me. I got my family over here. You got yours. We got this. They coming for y'all. And you know what? We got y'all back, so we welcome it. So any heat at y'all can heat at us too. How about that one? You know what I'm saying? We about to go down swinging as a unit. Right? Either that or we're going to come out on top as a unit and they going to go down swinging. Bring it on. But listen, it's been about an hour. Y'all, please hit that like button, share, subscribe. If you didn't catch the live, please, on the replay, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Like I said, it's not panic time yet. There's still guys out there you can bring in to compete. And facts, definitely not going down. Facts. There's still guys that they can bring in to compete. And I think this draft is good enough. They'll find at least one starter there. I think you can lean on Voorhees a little more than we thought because, like I said, his injury history ain't what people believe it is. The fact that he still made all his starts and didn't have any setbacks with anything he had, if he can repeat that success, he can be a viable starter in the NFL. Is he going to be all-world? No, but he's going to be competitive. He's going to be a good guard, right? The Ravens should have, as I was saying before, I don't know if I ever finished it saying it, but the Ravens shouldn't be in a situation where they're putting their chips on, third or fourth string offensive linemen, essentially, and then rookies. They should have been in a situation where they prepared ahead of time and had talented offensive linemen stacked for the guys that were going out the door. Lamar hasn't had an official like very good offensive line probably since 2019. And with that being the case, matter of fact, before Marshall Yonder left, they should have knew, hey, Yonder's leaving, we got to have a guy in place. Hey, Orlando Brown Jr., he wants left tackle money. We're not willing to give it to him. We got to have a guy in place. These are things you know. Like, so they know these things before we do. If Orlando Brown wanted a certain amount of money, they knew it before we did. And they did nothing about it. Right? So they should have did with their job early on. And you're right, Brodney. You can't be counting on a 7th round rookie. You're absolutely right. But at the end of the day, it's what you got to do now because of the position that EDC put you in. EDC put you in that position. Now you got to stay there. Now, was I a fan? Like I said, I wasn't a fan of the guys that left. But you have to do a better job of preparing for the future. They're struggling to do so. We'll see where it goes. Ravens fans, do not panic. Do not panic. It's not that time. Your offense is still going to put up points. You got Lamar Jackson. You got your boy Derrick Henry. So that's your 1-2 combo. Hopefully Keaton Mitchell will be back healthy. Justice Hill is just enough talent to provide a little breather for Derrick when needed. But don't panic. Don't panic. Now, if the Ravens don't sign anybody on offensive line and they don't get any other wide receivers, then pack up your bags and bounce because that's not the place to be. that's pure offensive neglect, which they've been doing for years. But that's a whole nother level of offensive neglect. So pack your bags and bounce if you have to at that point. I know you're talking to B on this one, but you're not wrong. And that's after they cut Geno Stone 3 or 4 different times. They depended on him. Now, Geno's not as good as people believe he is either, though. That's another one. Fact. When Geno, you're right. The Ferrari is depending on the garage. But he doesn't have a garage right now. He's parked on the street. This is true. That's true, B. That's true. But I'm not gonna panic yet because they know things before we do. So I'm trying to be a beacon of light here and say that the Ravens have information or knowledge on either certain old linemen in free agency or certain rookies or their guys in house. They have certain knowledge on those guys in house that they're saying, okay, you're going to do better than our guys did last year. That's kind of all we can do, right? Because they get the information before us. Absolutely. That's in a complete overhaul. And I think that's one reason where Ravens fans are. That's why I'm confused on the panic. Because, as I said early, I was the first one to say, let all the free agents walk. I didn't even want them to pay. Matabike. And I like Matabike. Please don't take this the wrong way. I like Matabike. But I did not want them to pay him that big old contract for one great season of production. One. I figured they'd let all the linemen walk. I mean, all the free agents walk. But then I also figured you spend immediately in free agency and you start rebuilding that offensive line with good veterans. Basically, you do what the Panthers did. But they didn't do that. Yeah. after the draft is, panic after the draft. Say we go the first 3 rounds and we don't draft the offensive lineman or a wide receiver, start panicking immediately. Finish on your Kindle for now. I just hope with all my might, for Lamar's sake, that the rookie, we all do, right? And not for the Ravens, but for Lamar. So we all do. And you're right, B. He is bad at evaluating lines. Like he had one hit on the offensive line. One.
I'll turn the TV down.
No.
I never.
In a minute, honey, go. In a minute, I got you. You do watch the TV all the time too. Don't be saying that.
I watch YouTube.
In a minute, yes. So y'all can hear the little one. She's getting ready. She's ready to watch TV and all that. She's actually supposed to be in bed, but I'm gonna give her 10 minutes to watch something. I'm gonna hop off here and let her do her thing. Yeah, look, now she's excited. Yay! I'm gonna hop off here, give her some time, and listen. I appreciate everybody that came by. I appreciate everybody that came by. Thank you. They try to stitch I appreciate everybody that came by. Please hit that like button. Share, subscribe. I love y'all, and stay blessed. Peace.